What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the post-match, post-mortem. I forgot the name of it. Manchester United 3, West Ham 0. We've won a game. We've scored 3 goals. We've got a clean sheet. You know, wasn't the most amazing performance ever, but it was definitely some positives to take out of it. So, I, as a United fan, on a Sunday, knowing I've got work tomorrow on Saturday, and I'm like, happy days. I'll take that. You've not ruined my weekend for once, which is really, really nice. And we haven't done it the difficult way like we did against fucking Wolves. So happy days. Chivet, how would you assess that performance? Because it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine, was it, in certain elements?
You know what I just noticed? Nick's opening greeting, right? You can just tell if we've had a good game. Where he goes, "What's going on, everyone?" And you can just see like the excitement. It's like, yeah, let's talk about it. Then when we
Talk
have, like,
about a win. Do you know what I mean? It's not draining.
But to answer your, I just noticed that. I thought it was funny. To answer your question, it wasn't all that. But before the game, I'm sure. I mean, yesterday the all our predictions were like 1-0, 1-1. Before the game, you know, you take a 3-0 win happily, like regardless of the performance. But I know we say that a lot, but we can't ignore it, like the performances. And yes, it wasn't all that. I was happy with the defense, but I was really frustrated in the first half with the way we played. I'm still happy that we managed to hold on and get a clean sheet, but now in hindsight, just thinking about the performances, especially because I was really angry with Garnacho in the first half with some of his decisions and all that. But
wasteful.
But I realized that ever since I can't remember what game it was, but I can tell that he's been spoken to about passing, about looking for attackers more. And you can see that he's no longer very goal focused now. He's trying to pass the ball, but then it's sort of like a new role for him. So obviously he'll need time to sort of build into this new style of playing. So I can kind of give him a bit of slack, but I was saying that we need a wide playmaker, someone who can spot the runs, and I just realized today he's not really that good on the turn. Every time he gets the ball with his back to goal, he just goes back. He never turns around, but then obviously he made up for it. Very happy with Hoyland's centre forward play. Like, even if he didn't score today, I was just happy with the way he just played like a real centre forward, and bringing people in, stuff like that. So that was good. And it was. I think we managed to get over the hump of a 2-goal lead. When we added the third, it was more like, okay, relax. And you can see how goals bring confidence, right? And you can just see the way we managed. Even after the second goal, we managed to just calm down and play well. So I'm pleased. It's an improvement of Newport. And we've scored 4 goals. Well, we've scored 4. We've scored 3. So 7 goals in 2 games. That's not bad. And our attackers are scoring now. So that's a good one to take. But yeah.
I was literally just about to say that. There's a lot of positivity going around at the moment, isn't it, Sam? You think the past 2 games, we've scored 7 goals, I think. Yeah, 7 goals. Just got a clean sheet today, 6 points on the board. And when you was looking at that kind of run of fixtures before we went into it, it was like, Wolves is a tricky one at Molineux, and West Ham, we've just been beat not too long ago, a few weeks ago. So does it feel like the cogs? I'm very kind of thingy to say like, is this a new page? Are we turning this? But the cogs and the positivity are starting to change a little bit, aren't they? Like with all these players back.
We said that like once Ten Hag gets back his team, like the first team starters, he's got no excuses at that point to not start putting wins together and start putting victories together. And he's doing it. Yeah, performance in points, and there's things I'd like to touch on that I don't like and we need to iron out, like you said. But there's also positives. It's 3 games in a row we've scored more than 1 goal. And it's the first one we've got a clean sheet, which is always a positive, especially for our goal difference, because every fucking season we seem to have a 0 goal difference or a negative one. The 3 front forwards are scoring regularly, playing well. Another positive side of it. So, yeah, there's stuff there you can definitely be happy with. And I don't, like, as a United fan, like, you have to be happy with any sort of victory you can get, especially one where you're 3-0, like 3-0 win. Like, you have to be happy with that. So, yeah, a lot of positive stuff. I could see stuff that I was encouraged by, stuff that I liked. Garnacho, I'm with Chivy on it. He's 19, 20, so I expect mistakes. I expect him to not make the right decisions at times, but it is frustrating watching him at the points, not making the correct decision. But if this was like an Anthony or like a Rashford who's 20 plus and he's making those mistakes, then I'd be like, right, this kid, he's not learning. But he's 19, 20, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I really enjoyed parts of that game. There's parts I didn't like so much. On the transition, if West Ham had any sort of quality, maybe if they had like Paqueta or something like that, I think they could have done some damage. I thought Calvin Phillips was really poor. I thought Kudus was off the pace as well. Like, a lot of their players weren't sort of fit and firing. So we've got a lot of work to do before we sort of come up against. We've got Villa next, and you saw what they did to who did they destroy yesterday?
Sheffield.
So we've got a lot to work to do before then. So that'll be really tough. That'll be the toughest game of the lot, I think, that one.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to talk about West Ham shortly. I just want to stick with United for the moment. The most promising and exciting and just of everything that was in that game that made me happy, Chivy, was the fact about the youngsters. You know, all sat on that little sign bit. Yeah. Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho, Højlund as well, sat there all together, brought like a massive smile to my face.
He's done that on purpose, man.
Of course he has, yeah. Because at the time I was like, oh, that's Kudus. Like, he was doing what Kudus did basically at West Ham. Yeah. But then I was thinking, there's a thing with Ronaldo, where Ronaldo celebrated like that at the Bernabeu. But these exciting young goal scorers is very fitting around a time when we're discussing the Busby Babes and things like that. You look at these three players right now, they look like serious talents, don't they?
They do, and I'm happy for all of them, but today in particular, I'm happy for Højlund because he's answered a lot of critics.
What a goal, by the way! What a goal!
Yeah, on his weak foot as well.
On his weak foot as well. So, and we're saying this earlier in the season. I think it was Aaron who was asking about Højlund in the chat, and we were talking about it. And we're saying once he gets a couple of goals, his confidence is going to build up, and that's what we're seeing. And he's had his critics. A lot from United fans as well. There's United fans out there that have been criticizing him. So I'm really, really happy he's done this. And it's the kind of goal that you want to have from your from your top striker. He needs to get used to the fact that he needs to get used to scoring. That feeling of scoring and it really changed the game. So I'm really, really in particular happy for him. Kobe, I think we need a whole new video for that. So I'm just because there was two things he did today that I was just like, okay, this guy is ready. Like, he's not phased. Like, he's not scared of anything. He's playing like he's meant to be here. Like, he's earned his spot. He's so calm under pressure, it's ridiculous. And some of the releases that he made from this transition football that Ten Hag is trying to do, if he gets it right with players like Kobe Mainoo and Casemiro in there, will be really, really serious players. But I don't know if you guys remember some of the moves he did, like to release some one on the right hand side where he's got three West Ham players, and he literally just turns around and leaves them for dead, and it's just crazy. So yeah, that's another thing. But like I said, I'm happy for Højlund, and especially Garnacho as well. Like, it's good to see him make mistakes and then correct them. Like in the second half, his performances were so much better, apart from the goals. So it's just great to see that, and this is something that some of the youngsters coming through can sort of gain confidence from, like Willie Kambwala. We've got two really bad guys coming through the academy as well that we'll see in the next couple of years.
There's quite a few. That the youth team at the minute is destroying that league, isn't it?
Oh, they beat Arsenal. Yeah,
they're just whooping. They beat Liverpool as well. Like, they're whooping people. So there could be a class. Could be a class coming through who are going to be the next one.
We've got some serious boys coming through, so it's good to see. Like, it's so good. The only thing is, I'm worried about that. I'm really, really worried about that. It's really not good for the dressing room. Like, we complain a lot about how players make the dressing room toxic, but the manager has to if you're not managing your players well, you will create those kind of environments. And there's no reason why Anthony has to come on. There was literally no reason for that.
No. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything either.
He didn't do anything. Based on his last couple of performances, he doesn't warrant game time. That's A. B, we're winning. It's a comfortable lead. Why?
Play the
Why
youth,
not
play the
bring
youth
in-
in it. Like if you've got 3-0 up, 2-0 up, you've got 10, 15 minutes. Play a youth player. Give him some experience. Give him some minutes. Give him some time. Like I don't. It's baffling.
Just before you sing it, I'm just going to read out a couple of comments and then we'll get back into the conversation.
I was
Bounce off the ropes.
done with the question anyway, so you can.
Yeah. The Bounce off the Ropes podcast, big up lads, a great win that. Now go on to beat Villa. I mean, if you get 3 out of 3 in that, happy fucking days. No one would have predicted that, I don't think, in the fan base. Shreyaz is saying, is there still a chance Eric Ten Hag saves his job? I mean, for now, at least. Shrindi is saying, played well, but should have scored more. Again, we always say that, though, innit? After every game, like, chances. We have so many fucking chances.
Yeah.
Villa will be the reality check. Dino Lewis saying, I'm not Dallow's biggest fan, but what a block that was. Yeah,
That's a
huge, wasn't
fantastic
it?
block.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Absolutely
block.
huge. I put the past 2 games, he's been really, really good, Dallow, in my opinion. He's been top level. And Shrindi says, Eric Ten Hag's the right manager, guys. Continue to support and please have some patience. Keep getting your comments in. Smash a like on the video as well if you're happy about that win. I'm just looking at the league table now, Sam. United up to 6th, 38 points, 6 points off Tottenham. Still a long way to go in there. I know we can get excited about the past couple of wins, but we need to keep this momentum now in it to keep climbing that table. Maybe have hoped for Europe or whatever.
Yeah, like I think me and Chivy have been saying it for a while. We don't expect us to qualify for the Champions League. Like I don't see us doing it, but all we can do now is just win. If not, I don't expect us to win all our games, but win the majority. Like just especially our home games, just win as much as you can, and then just see where you're at the end of the season. That's all we can do. We're relying on Spurs to have a fall. We're relying on Villa to have a fall. West Ham seem like they're in their fall at the minute. They've had a bad couple of results now, and they seem to be dropping down the table, so they might be out of our way. So now we're looking at sort of Villa and Tottenham. They're probably the 2 teams we're probably looking at. Obviously, City, Liverpool, Arsenal are far and away. Like, we're not getting near those ones. But I think, Villa and Tottenham are the 2 teams you're probably looking at. And since we've got Villa next, that's a big game there. If we can take
Huge.
3 points off of them, and puts us right next into that top 5, top 4 bracket, that's a big sort of opportunity right there. So we need to be looking at the game like a cup final, and we need to make sure we get 3 points there, because if we take 3 points off the people around you, it makes it so much easier getting into that top 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And these attackers are going to have to stay in that form because as long as we're scoring goals and we've got these players that we've got back in, the leaders that we've got at the back, and hopefully Lissandro isn't out for long, because that injury, I'm like, oh, God. And then when he got back up, I was like, oh, sweet, it's fine. Then he goes back off. I'm like, we cannot miss this guy, can we? He is so fucking important to what we do. If he's out again, that's going to be a massive blow, innit?
I know we talk about Lissandro a lot, and we rate him highly, but I still don't think that we're doing him justice. Like, I think he's still underrated as a footballer.
So underrated.
It's because he's a United player, that's why, Chivy. They'll never give him credit because he plays for
It's
United.
because he's small and he's a United player.
Yeah.
That is literally why he doesn't.
He's oh my God, yeah. But anyway, let's not go on the tangent. He's massively important, and the next game, especially against Villa, I like Maguire. He played really well today. There was a few passes he was making, some of the long balls over the top. He was always finding Rashford, and I was really impressed with that. And I'm happy that he's got that confidence again.
He put his body on the line as well. There was a couple of things where he chucked his head in the way and got in front of things and stuff, which is good.
But there were 2 occasions where he got left for dead.
Yeah.
Face. And then for coming up against Ollie Watkins, I don't know.
Leon Bailey as well. Like
Bailey, Watkins. So like we need Lissandro. And one thing about Lissandro, players like Lissandro don't rely on things like pace, because they're so good at reading the ball, reading the game, positioning, things like that. So before the striker even gets to take off, he's already your hand already. So it's a tricky one. I don't know when the game is. If it's like, I don't know how many days we have in between then.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, but when he went down the second time, like, he shook his head, and when players do that, they know.
You saw the concern when he went down the first time. Everybody jumped around him. Onana, Luke Shaw, Casemiro all going around and going, fuck.
He came all the way. Yeah, he came all the way.
This is not good.
So the game against Villa is exactly a week from now at this time, 4:30, basically.
Who do we have after that?
After Villa, let's see.
We got like
Man United's
Sheffield
next 5
or something?
fixtures.
Is it
Where?
Sheffield?
I thought it was Fulham.
Fulham.
But,
Yeah, I'd
maybe.
risk him. Yeah, because it's such an important game. Like we can't lose that game.
Oh, so we got Villa, and then we got Luton Town, Fulham, and then I think the FA Cup we've got. So yeah. Luton. I mean, Luton have been fucking putting some away, to be honest. Scored 4 past Newcastle and Brighton recently. Yeah. Craziness.
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see. I know Ten Hag won't be able to give us any reports on Lisandro today, so we'd have to wait and see over the next couple of days. But we really would need him, especially against Villa. Definitely. He's so underrated in terms of he can play as an 8. I swear to God.
Yeah. He did it for Ajax. He played as an 8 for Ajax.
Yeah.
A lot of qualities, similar qualities to Kobe in that regard.
Yeah. He can spot a pass. He's scanning always. Like it's
just coming in now. There's some quotes on Lisandro Martinez.
Not good.
Eric Ten Hag on Lisandro Martinez doesn't look well. Very bad for him. Very bad for the team. That's what he said. Which almost doesn't take the win away, but that's just.
So would you want to see Luke Shaw as centre back?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. We have left back, then you'd put Dalot, but we haven't got a right back because Wan-Bissaka's out, isn't he?
Wan-Bissaka's out. Right,
so, what do we do? Because Malacia. By the way, is Malacia missing? What the fuck is going on with Malacia? Where is he?
Close. Yeah, Ten Hag said he's kind of close.
Then you don't want to throw someone in then like that, do you?
So I mean, so it's going to have to be because he doesn't like playing Maguire and Varane together, does he? Like he doesn't like doing. No. I know he did it today, but circumstances dictate. Yeah. But he doesn't like doing it, so it's either going to be Lindelof Varane or Lindelof Maguire because you haven't got that fullback cover to put Shaw in.
Would have been a good time to have Reggie on, but.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, Alvaro Fernandez, for fuck's sake.
That's a whole different fucking... show we can talk about. A couple of comments. Joseph Jack, Maguire can't be the future. I need to replace him. Maguire was good, but in a couple of moments, it looked like he isn't having enough tenacity to deal with one-on-one and a few mistakes that could cost us for the goal. Dino Lewis says the Butcher will be back for Villa, and then he put straight after it, fuck, I jinxed it.
Blame you, Dean.
Charlie Malman says, I'm cleaning my kitchen right now. Thanks, Chelsea. Why do you lose at home? Terrible to hear the news about Martinez. Daniel Raj, Ten Hag was talking to Alvarez at the end of the game. And Treya saying, what is Aaron Wan-Bissaka's injury? No one knows. No one knows anything.
Personal leg injury. That's what he said. That's what he said in the press conference. I was asking Chippy on the preview yesterday, and he said a personal leg injury.
Nick, did you see the press conference?
Did I see what?
The press conference from
No.
When they asked him about Wan-Bissaka, and he's like, he's got an injury. And they were like, what kind of injury? He's got a pain.
A pain?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Pain in his leg.
He's got a pain in his leg.
It's personal. He said it's personal.
And the injuries it's personal.
What does that mean? What's that mean?
Yeah, it's personal. Has he got that can go one or two ways. You can even listen to that and you can think, okay, maybe it's near his groin, or maybe it's something like that, a bit, personal, if you will. Or in other words, it's just a smoke screen to say, stop asking questions. I'm not going to tell you the fucking answer to these injuries, because he's been smoke screening injuries all fucking season. No one's had a clue, mate, what's going on with anyone.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. Just when we were starting to get players back as well, starting to get Casemiro, Lisandro, people were coming back, and then we lose one of our most important players.
I think he is our most important player.
Yeah,
that's how good he is. He's our most important player, hands down.
If he does make that challenge in Wolves, the clearance, it's a completely different game.
Yeah, we lose that game. I think we lose that game.
If he doesn't make that goal line clearance, it's completely different. So,
You know what, as well? People will say every team has injuries and da. Look at, I'm pretty sure City lost 3 out of 4 games within Rodri. Liverpool had a meltdown when Van Dijk wasn't available.
They were wearing fucking t-shirts like he was fucking.
Yeah, that's
dead,
what I'm saying. When your best players are out, it happens. It changes the way you play dramatically, because we don't have anyone else like Licha who plays in defence in that back line. So that is a mega negative coming out of this. That is something that we definitely didn't need, especially heading into Villa. But one thing I want to touch on, and I've wanted to do it from the start, but we've kind of gone down different kind of rabbit holes and stuff. We speak about the youngsters. I thought Casemiro today, just in my opinion, was really, really good. And a lot of people at the start of the season were writing him off, right? And they were saying like da. And we always spoke about the system that's in place and how exposed he was against Spurs, against like loads of games where he's just on his own. And now he's got Kobe next to him, and we seem to be a bit more settled and a bit more compact. It's fucking apples and oranges, mate. Like, it's completely different. He was class today. But I don't know if I don't know if he's getting the respect he deserves in this game. I've just seen loads of people talking about Højlund and Garnacho. I don't know how you guys kind of assess that.
Strikers are always going to get the plaudits, aren't they? Because they're the shiny toy, and they're always going to get the thing. And rightfully say on Garnacho and Højlund deserve plaudits because they've done well.
Yeah, goals win games.
Great goals.
So it's
like,
yeah.
I thought in the first 20 minutes, I thought Casemiro looked a bit off. Aside from the tackle interception he made for the Højlund goal, which was really important. I thought he looked a bit off, but then after I said it to Chivy, he literally within that minute he turned his game around and then started being really effective with his pass. That ball over the top, the diagonal, was in behind every single time. He realised that was on every time for Rashford or for Garnacho, and he kept playing that ball, which is really, really interesting. And we've always said that, like, Casemiro is notoriously a slow starter, isn't he? Like, he's always a slow starter. Like, he did it for Madrid year after year. It'd take him like 4, 5, 6 games. And as soon as he got ticking, he's off to the races. And we saw that last season. When he first came in, Scott McTominay was keeping him out of the team, wasn't he? And everyone's like, why is Casemiro not playing? And when he came in, eventually, because did Scott get injured, I believe? And then
I can't remember what happened.
Something happened, and he didn't look right, did he? And all TalkSport spent like the week going, £70 million, Casemiro, blah, blah. And then after about 4 or 5 games, you started going, this guy is ridiculous. And he became, next to Licha last season, became our most important player. Those two in the team, we were destroying teams and just looking absolutely fantastic. And I think now he's getting up to speed again. And I think as long as we avoid injury, we're going to see the best of him now until the end of the season. It's just a shame Licha's unfortunately now out as well, because I think those two together are really integral to us.
Just quickly, sorry, Chivo, before you think it, just a quick thing on Martinez, just a bit extra. It seems bad. We have to wait and make the right diagnosis in this moment. We are very sad. Hopefully it's not too bad, but we can only pray. It looks like he has to sit some games out injured again.
That sounds like an ACL or that sounds like a ligament injury, which if it is the case, that's a long time out.
That's what you said, didn't you, Chivo? Like the way he looked, his reaction when he went down.
I was like, when this guy goes into the tunnel, he's probably going to cry or something. He looked really bad, honestly. But I was just going to add just a little bit on Cass. I understand where people are coming from in terms of like the criticisms, because we keep forgetting that. Well, we have this image in our head about Casemiro being a 6 and then defending and sliding and all that. And I think the underrated part of his game is his attacking instincts, and this is what people sort of don't really see with Casemiro. And I think he had an amazing. I was saying, I agree with you, Nick. I thought he was really, really instrumental.
Top class.
Yeah, some of the passes didn't go through, which is fine. I mean, all the top players, we get that a lot. You know, with Sanchez was like that with Arsenal, not with United, but you know, Ozil, you get that a lot with, you know, but it was the intent, and he was able to spot runs. He was and I think I get the fact. I think he was trying to get the ball forward quicker, because there was a time. Did you see the exchange he had with Bruno?
Yeah, Bruno got annoyed.
He was moaning.
Yeah, Bruno
was moaning at him, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like moving forward, and then Bruno turns and goes back, and so you know, so he sees these things, and I think he was brilliant. And I think if he wasn't even at his best today, so. You know, like we just said now, especially, you know, Sam mentioned it about him having a slow start. I think that, you know, once he gets a couple of games going, let's not forget, he's only just come back, you know, it's only a few games in. So if he gets a few games going, I think we'll start to see Casemiro from last season. And I would really hope that we just keep him just for one more season at least. Well, I know he's on 3 years or 2 years. Or...
He's got another couple of years left, definitely.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we don't sell him. I just hope we keep him. Because his leadership, I think Kobe Mino will learn a lot from him. And definitely. Like you said, Nick, just having another player, intelligent extra player next to you there, it just brings out the best in him. So yeah, I was happy with him today.
Yeah. I think it's going to be important though to put things into perspective, Sam, heading into this next game. I'm looking at the league table. Aston Villa, 46 points. We're on 38. So even if we beat Aston Villa, we still only go 5 points behind them, chasing the top 4. Yeah. So it's not all roses and rainbows like we're saying. We're happy, obviously, with the attackers scoring and stuff like that. But even the performance in itself wasn't amazing. They were still, worrying things. They got through and goal quite a few times on that left side. I think, is it Emerson?
Yeah.
Left back.
Yeah.
Like, had quite a few opportunities, Ward-Prowse, dangerous deliveries and stuff, shaky moments. So there's still a lot of things to work on, isn't there?
Yeah, like there's issues. Like I think when we go up against a top team, you'll see us exposed quite badly. Like they'll make thing, and it's just because West Ham were really poor today. Kudus off it. They didn't have Paqueta, who's arguably their best player.
I thought Kudus was all right.
He wasn't at his thing, like what he's been doing for them before.
Okay.
Like before we went to AFCON, he was on fire. Like he was scoring goals and he was doing well. Like he wasn't.
Big Shaw dealt with him well as well, to be honest.
And obviously they've lost Paqueta, who's their most important player. That's why City were very interested in him during the summer because he's that good. So yeah, I think better teams will expose that more. I just hope that Ten Hag is seeing these things and he's working on it behind the scenes, and we're trying to iron these things out, because if we can iron those things out and then we can keep these forwards on form, we'll be able to do these 3-0, 2-0, 4-0 wins regularly. Because if we can shut them out at the back and make sure on the break and on the transition we're just not getting continually exposed, we'll be all right. Like, it'll be fine. Because now our forwards are starting to connect with each other, starting to understand each other, starting to score goals. So that end of the pitch is getting there. It's just at the back on the transition, when we start committing bodies forward, we just continually get exposed. And a better team and a higher quality team than West Ham will definitely show us that. And then you'll end up with a situation like the Wolves game where it's like 4-3 or something like that. Or it might go the other way where they end up getting a winner. So that's worrying. Like, that ball was there. I think me, Chivy and Aaron were saying that ball, one pass through our defence, was there quite a lot.
And that's what Aston Villa are really good at.
Exactly. So that's the worrying thing. But if we could take 3 points off of them, it's a good option. It's a good omen, and they can be beaten. We've seen Villa taken apart. Like, they have been taken apart a couple of times this season. So it's not this is not a Liverpool in their pomp or a City where they're just dominating. Like, we can beat them. It's just whether we can keep it tight at the back. That's the issue.
I mean, they play high line, and that's literally what it's kind of like tailor-made for a team like us. Well, with the quality of players that we have, the pace in the front three, the technical ability of your midfielders with Bruno, Casemiro, and Kobe Mino being able to spot a pass. I think they can be hard, but it's a tough ask.
Yeah, definitely is. Okay, we're going to finish off with some comments. Shreya's saying gutted about Lissandro. Charlie Malman says, almost done. I'm never betting with my brother again in a game of football. We betted about who would win, Chelsea or Wolves. The loser cleans the kitchen.
Why would you bet on Chelsea? Why would you bet on Chelsea, man?
To be honest, mate, no sympathy for you if you're betting on Chelsea.
Never bet on Chelsea, man.
No. Just when you think you got it bad, and then you realise, you're not a Chelsea supporter. It's Sam saying Scott dropped a stinker versus City and then got dropped for Casemiro. That's what we were talking about before. Yeah. On a watch along, someone who's studying to become a doctor said it right away. This is a ligament injury, apparently. It's according to Charlie Malman. Which, if it's a ligament, it's such a shame because he's been out. He was out for 6 months last season. Yeah. He's out for like fucking 5 months at the start of this season, and then he'll be out against the end. So he's missed a season and a half almost with injuries, which is just insane. That's crazy amount of games to miss.
It's been both from tackles, like, hasn't it? Like was it Villarreal, the tackle?
No, it was Sevilla, wasn't it, when he went down with his ligament? He got his Achilles, whatever it was. Tarsal, sorry.
Yeah, his two Argentinian teammates carried him off, didn't he? And then again another tackle on here, and he's done his knee. And it's
the one against Sevilla though was that he went down. Do you not remember? He went down on his own, didn't he? He was like clutching his right foot, and he was like, what's going on here? And it's just kind of like that. But this one, in the game today, he was like lent on him, wasn't he? And his knee kind of fucking jarred, like as he was falling. Just didn't look good at all. Scotty got his first assist of the season. Did he? Did he get the assist for the last goal?
Might have done.
Yeah, he did. He
Is
did.
he still our,
okay.
is he still our top goal scorer, by the way?
I think so.
Probably.
I mean, Garnacho and Højlund must be pushing it a little bit now because, like, Højlund's been scoring in the past couple of games, and Garnacho scored quite a few, in all comps especially. Dalot was key today. I absolutely agree with that, Derek. He was really, really good. Seems to be improving. Dan saying, hate to say this, but looks like his season is over. I hope not. Even after the game, Bruno was discussing with Garnacho about the tactics, and Garnacho's reaction was like, let me celebrate the win. We're 6 points away from 5th. They're in reach now. If we've got to beat Villa now, that's the big game for the season, I think. Have to beat them. Do the double over them as well. Thanks, guys. Great show. On to beating Villa next. Bissaka having headache in his stomach. And Shahzad says, I hope he doesn't end up injured every time like Rojo. Well, thank you all for your lovely comments. We'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your Sunday unless the lads have anything else they want to add before we head off.
I was going to ask you, Nick, where do you... Sorry, should I go, Sam? Or?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, Nick, where do you stand on the whole 10 out thing?
What do you mean?
I mean, is there, over the past few performances now, or results, not performances, based on the past few results, do you think we shouldn't be quick to sort of write him off?
That is a very, very good question. Do you know what? I wanted to give the benefit of doubt until the players got back, because obviously that's what everyone was talking about. Wait till they get back. Wait till they get back. Yeah. And to be fair, since I've got back, Newport, we've won 3 in a row, and we've scored quite a few goals whilst doing it. 11. So there is some kind of weight in that I'm like, okay, let's continue this run. But also, like we've just been discussing, the intricate kind of things in game where we're getting at to, you know, in bits of the game, you look at it and you're thinking, how have they cut through us like that within seconds? It's way too easy for the players that you have on the pitch. So I still think defensively, there's things that need addressing, transitional things that Sam was talking about before. The players that he keeps picking is another thing that's irritating the life out of me, because Anthony coming off the bench, he's only coming off the bench because of politics. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That is the only reason, because of his price tag. Because if we bought him for 10 mil and he weren't from Ajax and Ten Hag hadn't worked with him before, he wouldn't be getting a minute, because he don't deserve a minute. He's not had a good performance. Yeah. And don't talk to me about Newport, because it's Newport, it's bollocks. And Onana was okay today, so I won't go in on him. But they're the things that are annoying me at the minute. The player selection, subs and things. Yeah. On the transition, defensive flair. And a few other niggly bits, but he's winning. So if you're winning, you know what I mean? Just let him keep winning.
Got to ask, who do you want, Arsenal or Liverpool win today? Which one do you want?
Can you ask Chivy that first?
Well, I know what Chivy's answer is.
Well, do you? Because I want to know what the answer is. Would you rather Liverpool win today?
100% Liverpool.
I can't swallow a Liverpool win, mate. I can't swallow a Liverpool win.
We all have our own reasons. I think we can just say, yeah.
We need to, I can't. If Arsenal, oh god, no, let's just leave it.
I'd rather Arsenal. I'd honestly rather Arsenal rather than win the league than Liverpool.
Yes,
I swear to God.
I agree. I hate Arsenal as much as you, Chivy, but I'd rather that.
Arsenal or Man City to win the league for the next 20 years, right? Sorry, not Arsenal. Sorry, Liverpool or Man City can win.
Oh God, no!
The next 20 years.
I don't want Liverpool ever winning a
title.
Ever.
Win one, this is how much I detest.
Yeah, well, we'll leave you guys with that question, and we'll let you go watch the game as well, because I want to go watch it. I think it's going to be an interesting battle. It's already kicked off on it. So, and I'll leave you with this last quote from Erik Ten Hag. Okay, he's just said this in the post-match presser. You didn't believe me when you asked about the side's improvement and players coming back.
You all laughed at me. We've heard
you all laugh. You have to say you all laugh. You're not laughing now.
I thought this is a democracy.
I have to say, you're not laughing now.
You're not laughing now, are you?
All right, see you in a bit, guys.
See you, man.